Alright everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil, and today we're going to be talking about a comment that I kind of saw in multiple forms on my video at the time of recording yesterday, and that was talking about letting the game coming to you. You know, with the changes that are coming, a lot of people are like, hey, you don't want to rush into things, just let the game come to you. Let things kind of flow into you, and then you can kind of deal with them as they get there. Don't worry about something that isn't as big of an impact or that your account isn't ready to handle. And I thought that was a really good comment. That's a very intelligent comment, and maybe it shows that you guys are listening to Fat Phil a little bit, that letting the game come to you is important. So we're going to talk about how to let the game come to you, what are ways that I did it, and how it's led me to where I am today. So let's go ahead. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. Let's give a shout out to our channel members, as always, for their continued support. If you're ever interested, y'all know where the link is. It's below, and more important, it's the Discord. The Discord is there. There's occasional fun things that happen there. But no, I want to make sure the channel members get their love here for just all the encouragement, support, and just believing in the Fat Phil family. You know, you guys are awesome. This is, your community as much as it is mine, so I really appreciate you guys and everything you do. So let's get in here and let's talk about letting the game come to you in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Alright, so the first thing you want to think about here with letting the game come to you, let's talk about character shards. Character shards are one of those things where they, don't really naturally make their way into your account. That you've got to be very, diligent about farming and how you farm. But one of the things that I oftentimes tell players is, when it comes to refreshes, when it comes to refreshing a node, ask yourself the question, is that refresh actually going to allow me to get that, not the character faster, but to reach my goal faster? Like for Crosshair, for Wrecker, is me refreshing their nodes going to get me because they're not for a journey guide, it's really just the raid, and I don't even know when the raid is happening yet. So I'm doing refreshes on Crosshair to at least catch them up to Wrecker, and then we're just going to kind of keep them consistent and not do anything else because I don't know that I need to keep doing them if it's not benefiting my account. And that's a big one. That's going to go the same thing for your dark side clones when they go farmable. For your Jedi Vanguard, similar situation. Only be doing refreshes if it's actually going to benefit you in getting Jedi Master Mace Windu faster, right? If you're not going to be able to get Jedi Master Mace faster, then don't worry about it, right? Then it doesn't matter to do those refreshes. It's not benefiting you. You're just wasting crystals. So again, that's a big point of letting the game come to you, that don't rush ahead through something and then sit there and be like, oh, I still need to do all this stuff. The next thing I'll kind of reference this with is, think about relic levels. I always tell you guys, you can always add relic levels. You can't take them away. And this is a big point that I feel oftentimes gets missed. Players will try to, get to Relic 8 and Relic 9 super quickly because that's what all the content creators have, so that's what they need to have. Not recognizing that it took us a long time to get to the point where we could Relic 8 and Relic 9 some of our characters. And hell, even some of my stuff that's Relic 7 did not start out that way. Just give you a really good example, Starkiller. Starkiller did not start out at Relic 7. Hell, even my Darth Revan, he didn't start out at Relic 9. Mine was Relic 3, then he became Relic 5, then he became Relic 9. I've really tried to make sure that I built up my relics slowly. Maul went from Relic 5 to Relic 7, then to Relic 8. These things have all kind of built up slowly as my account has grown. As I've gotten more resources, I've made bigger decisions around where I need these characters to be. And as I always say, you can always put relics on, you can't take them off. And that point goes to the whole, all right, let's say you put Relic 8s on your Kylo and your Rey, and now you're trying to go for Jedi Master Kenobi, and you don't have a relic, you can't Relic 8 Kenobi and Yoda because you don't have the resources. And then you look at your Rey and Kylo and realize that you could have used those Relic 8s here. And I can tell you, I won a lot more Grand Arenas because my opponents had Relic 8s, Kylos, and all these GLs, but they were missing Journey Guide stuff. And it comes down to the way they allocated their resources. You will be shocked how quickly spending Relic 8s will utilize all the signal data and other resources that you could have used on another journey guide. It adds up like super quickly. It's kind of scary, actually. Maybe I'll do the math on that one time. But, that's a big thing. So, yeah, with relics, that's a huge deal. And even with, as it pertains to the raids, guys, with this new raid structure and the way it rolls out, again, I always encourage you, think about what you're going to need to satisfy your guild's requirements. Just for don't get caught up in saying, okay, I've got to score millions and millions of points. I mean, just getting into the 90 million crate is still a solid achievement for a guild, right? You're getting 3,000 of the, guild event or Mark III raid currency, right? That's pretty solid. Like, that's going to be enough that you can get your error magnifiers. And this isn't that hard to get to. That is one team at Relic 7 that can max out a score. And you think in this raid, you're probably going to be able to have a Relic 7 team fairly easily. And if you add in, a Relic 3 team or a Relic 5 team, your score can get even higher. And so, just recognize that letting the game come to you could also mean just investing in the one raid team that's going to bring the most benefit to you, rather than trying to build the new Bad Batch or the new Pirate team if it's not really going to help you progress. Where those dark side clones, if you've got Lord Vader, or maybe it is the new Bad Batch because they were farmable earliest. That's the kind of stuff that you need to consider, right? Letting the game come to you is not just about, all right, I'm not going to build the new stuff. It's recognizing which of the new things provide the most benefit and which things right now just aren't worth investing in. I'll give you guys a really good example is I'll go into the Crate Dragon raid, right? And I want to show you guys the unit requirements there. I mean, when you look here, I had the Hutt Cartel, which they were not at these relic levels. I had Mandalorians, which were not at these relic levels. And then I had a Old Republic team that I could do the Gear 12 tier because Jolie is only Gear 12. I would use Jawas at their low gear. And then I'd throw together another random gaggle of bounty hunters just to score a couple hundred extra, a couple 100,000 points. It wasn't anything crazy, but it added up, right? And I let the game come to me that instead of trying to take my Hutt Cartel to Relic 8, I was like, you know what? My stuff is at the point where my guild is getting the box that we need. I'm meeting the requirements. I'm going to go build things that's more important, right? And because some stuff doesn't always transfer from the raid to the actual game, like as good as, the Gungans are in the raid, outside of it, they're just decent. Right? I'm not going to say that they're fantastic. They're decent. So there's an element here that as good as these guys are, they're not as important to get as, say, like a Leviathan or Profundity, where there's fleet crystals involved in. Profundity maybe not so much now because of punishing one, but Leviathan, I can tell you guys the amount of accounts I see right now that don't have a Leviathan, but have Relic 8s and Relic 9s on other things is shocking to me. Like, this needs to be a huge priority. And I understand that there's conquest units involved in here. But that's why I always tell you guys to prioritize getting through Proving Grounds. Prioritize getting through conquest. Because without those things, you are not going to be able to be successful. And it's going to set you back further. I am 100%, I can tell you that the reason I have been able to do what I have is because I focused on my ships. I focused on putting my account income first. And then I worried about everything else. Right? I was that account that would go into battle and they'd be like, man, you don't have, a Relic 8 GL. You don't have a Relic this or that. And it's like, no, but I've got everything that's getting me crystals so I can continue to progress. I let the game come to me. I built into things. The final topic I want to just hit you with on letting the game come to you is your mods. Mods are something that don't chase the 25 speeds right away. Don't chase the max levels right away. Build into them. Focus on getting your mods to 6 dot. Focus on getting the right mods on characters. Maybe they don't have as much speed as you want. Maybe they don't have as much offense as you want. But they're good. The foundation is there that when you are capable of taking a lot of mods to gold, it's not killing your mod income. It's not crushing you. You don't go from somebody having, plus, 370 speed down to like, 320 or 310 or 280. Because you put all of your best mods on a single character, that you've spread them out, you've let them kind of flow into you. So I wanted to just kind of touch on that in a few ways. I hope this helps you guys kind of get your mindset right. as we get further in and as you're continuing to build, of let stuff come to you. Don't feel like you've got to rush into something that you aren't prepared for, because it will be detrimental to your account and it will hurt you moving forward. So again, guys, like, subscribe, comment. I love you all. May the force be with you, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, my friends.